If you missed everything that happened during today's session, don't worry. We've got 3 minutes and 46 seconds. We're getting you caught up on the only stocks you need to know about today. It's time for your top 10. Coming in at number 10, Omnicom, down nearly 1%. The company has agreed to combine with Publicis in an all-stock transaction to create the world's largest advertising firm. The deal, worth more than $35 billion, still has to be approved by regulatory agencies in the U.S. and Europe.
And Barclays shares are falling more than 3% today as the bank prepares to sell shares to bolster capital. Barclays plans to raise as much as $7.7 billion in a rights offering. That will obviously shrink the assets as well. Now that is a story, according to a story in the Financial Times.
Well, coming at number 8, CF Industries jumping almost 11%. That says Third Point reports a stake in the company. In a letter to investors, Dan Loeb says CF trades at, quote, unwarranted discount to fertilizer and chemical peers.
All right, number 7 is Herbalife, gaining about 4%. This is ahead of its second quarter earnings report due out after the market closed. Analysts surveyed by Bloomberg, they're looking for EPS of $1.18 on revenues of $1.16 billion. Keep it here for those results. They're all going to be coming up for you.
Absolutely. And Perrigo down more than 6.5% today. The U.S. maker of over-the-counter medicines has agreed to buy Irish drug maker Elan for $8.6 billion, offering shareholders an 11% premium to Friday's closing price. The deal will give Perrigo a significantly lower tax rate. It'll be just 12.5% for international expansion. That's because any future international expansion will in effect be booked through Elan, an Irish subsidiary now of Perrigo.
All right, coming at number 5, we've been talking about it, is Dell, down nearly 1%, as Carl Icahn warns that a recent offer from Dell's founder to buy the struggling PC maker bypasses an important shareholder safeguard. Icahn also saying the stock would be worth more than the Michael Dell Silver Lake proposal if the company replaces Michael Dell. Real big ouch there for Michael Dell, right?
He blames Michael Dell for a lot of the downside that this company has experienced over the last several years. And says that he absolutely would work very hard to find a replacement for Mr. Dell should he gain control.
Well, you know, part of the problem, Trish and Alix, is that there is no vision right now for this company. We don't know who's going to run it. We don't know what they want to build out. They're trying to move away from just PCs. But again, you know, you need someone at the helm saying, here's where we're driving the ship.
Right, and Adam, you make a good point. And we talk about who's going to run the company, but also what's the intrinsic business? What's it actually worth? We know the PC market's not doing well. So where's the value? We haven't been able to talk about that in a while.
Yeah, well, he's got a few candidates that he's mentioned as possible contenders to Michael Dell. But, you know, indeed, it's a tough business. I'll tell you one thing, though. A lot of people now feeling that I guess it's now $13.75 a share.
Yes.
Just too cheap. All right, number 4 is 21st Century Fox, down more than 1%, even though the Wolverine slashed Monsters and Minions to debut atop the weekend box office. The Fox film featuring Hugh Jackman opened with $55 million in North America, according to studio estimates.
Need a job? Call Amazon. They're down about 2% today, and this is because they are boosting staff across 17 different warehouses. They're going to be hiring more than 5,000 full-time people trying to meet new customer demand. Now, Amazon's new hires will help staff 5 new facilities, adding to warehouse expenses that have already doubled in 3 years. Ooh, there's the bill, Trish.
Ooh, opening bell a little early. Well, number 2 is Tesla. Shares up almost 4%, surging to an all-time intraday high, despite the introduction of BMW's electric rival, the i3. IHS, forecasts that BMW will sell only 15,000 to 20,000 of the i3 a year, in line with Tesla's Model S.
Let's get to our number 1 stock of the day. It happens to be Saks, jumping about 4% after the luxury retailer agreed to sell itself to Hudson's Bay for about $2.4 billion. This deal combines 3 department store brands. You've got Hudson's Bay, Lord & Taylor, and Saks Fifth Avenue for a total of 320 stores in North America. You heard the closing bell. It looks like we are lower here on the day. Dow Jones Industrial Average ending off about 35 points. S&P down about 0.3% or 6 points. And this is despite all this merger news. 3 major deals being announced today. A little bit of disappointment, though, however, over pending home sales being lower.